Today in the wood yard, we're gonna hook up the trailer, we're gonna load up a bunch of rounds, and we're gonna move them out into the field, and we're using the tractor. Here we go. So today will be the first day that I will be using the tractor to hook up to the trailer and to haul some rounds out into the field. I've never done that before. I've always used my truck, but now that I've got this receiver on here with the weights, I can hook it up because I've got a receiver here. One thing that's not good about this is I need to put a sleeve in there of some sort because this is loose, but it's good enough for just in the wood yard. Obviously these are not the right size for a 2-inch, so I got to put something in there to adjust for that, but I'll have to get that sooner than later. And I left some of the weights on, but I also took some of them off and just threw them in a pile over here. Here's the pile of sausages. And so yeah, it's pretty easy, just you chuck them off. It works really good, so that'll be nice for adding and subtracting weight whenever I need to. So worked great. So I kind of like this. It's going to work nice. So I got my receiver on the back, so we're going to back up the tractor and we're going to hook up the trailer, and then I'm going to load up a whole bunch of those rounds. We're going to take them out into the field where some stacking's happening. Tell you, backing it up and then lifting your the receiver up like that, that is nice. I like it. I wish my truck had one of those. I could just back up and that would be sweet. So we're gonna get this hooked up. I'm gonna lower this down just a smidge here. That's good right there. Okay, now we're gonna get to loading. So we're gonna fill up the trailer, and then we're gonna take it out into the field and do a big dump. And the reason I'm moving it out there, you probably saw this video, I don't know, a while back. This pile fell over after I had gotten this oak stacked here, or while I was stacking it. We had a lot of rain, and this pile, it was not in a good spot anyway, and the whole pile fell over this way. So I moved all the stuff that was on the ground already, and I got it out there. I already have 2 loads out there, so I'm gonna take the rest of this stuff right here and get rid of it, and that'll allow me to get back at this berm so I can dig it away. So we're gonna load up wood right now. So again today, it's another scorcher. It's a hot one. It's supposed to get up to the high 80s again today, and it's very humid, so I just got started and I'm already sweating. I'm already wringing wet, so it's going to get worse. But the good thing is I get this done, and then this will all be open and I can get to work on this with digging dirt, which will be kind of fun. I'm actually looking forward to that. So we're just going to chuck all this stuff in and go move it. Now most of this wood, this was cut late last fall. This was a lot of free stuff I got either from my dad or I had a couple customers that had some trees go down. So it's all free wood, but it's not drying really good because it's got so much stuff growing on the back side of the berm here. And this is always in the shade on this side, and it never really got a lot of sun. But there's birch in there, there's a lot of popple or aspen, there's a little bit of ash, there's a little bit of maple. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much what's in there. Maybe a few other things mixed in there somewhere, but I'm gonna get it out of here, get it out in the field where it can get some sun and wind and it can dry. The top 3/4 is dry. It's really nice. I did a moisture test on it like you saw in the video if you watched that one a couple days ago. But the stuff way down in the bottom, it's still pretty wet. So I'm gonna get it out there and get it in the field where it can dry, so it can dry for another couple months. And then, as you know, aspen dries really fast anyway. A couple months is about all it takes and it's good to go. And this stuff's not split real big, it's pretty small, so it'll dry good once I get it out in the field and get it out in the wind and sun. So it's chucking time, wood chucking time. So I just hopped up into the trailer here and I started chucking. I thought I would show you guys this in case you're wondering why I'm moving it, which I really don't want to do. I don't think I've ever moved a wood pile before. Once I stack that, I pretty much leave it where it is until it's going to be sold. But like I said, this berm right here comes right up to this, so it doesn't get much sun back in here. It's hidden pretty good, and you can see this is the edge of the berm. It actually went all the way out around here, and I dug all this out already. So my plan is once I get this wood removed, is to work into the berm that way, dig it that way, just keep working on it until I get rid of that wood. And then eventually all this from that pile to here, this can all be wood through here. So I'll be able to get a whole nother couple truckloads back in here that the berm was blocking, maybe even 3 truckloads. Maybe 4, I don't know. I can get a lot more wood in here, and I can still do my loop and I can get at all this wood. So it's going to give me a lot more space by getting rid of that. And so yeah, I'm kind of anxious to get that done. It's gonna be a big job, but it'll be nice. So now we're gonna speed things up a lot. So there's another load on. This is the third load, and each of these loads is more than a full cord, because a full cord, if I throw it in here, it's pretty much level with this top board, and I'm quite a bit above that. So yeah, this pile originally started right here. This is where the corner was, right here. This is where the big pile that I had a real big tall one here that fell over that way. So I got all this through here. So I'm gonna say there's probably 4 full cords that I've moved, or close to that anyway, because I've done 3 really big loads like this. And I still have a little bit to go here, just this little bit here. And underneath here, this is mostly locusts underneath here. So I really don't wanna move that, because that'll be sold pretty soon, and no sense moving it again. But if I have to, I will. But for now, what I'm gonna do is go take this load and dump it, and then come back, load up the rest of this. I'm gonna clear up all of these boards here, get these out of here, get this cleaned up, and then I can dig all the way to here. So that's probably a few hours worth of digging right there. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna dig today, but I'm gonna get this wood moved out into the field right now. So the other day, yesterday, I got done with work and there was a vehicle in my parking lot I recognized. It was Kenny's son, Bo. He just showed up and he made a Gomer pile. You know what a Gomer pile is, don't you? It's a pile you don't expect. It's a surprise, 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 Gomer pile. So yeah, he had this piled. That was pretty cool. I didn't even know he was coming. So yeah, he dragged the pallets out here and I had the wood right in here and he stacked it right along the edge here, which is fine because that way I can still get a whole bunch in here. And I'm gonna stack this pile that I'm gonna dump right now right here. I'm gonna put it right against here and I'm gonna go this direction so that we go out that way. And then maybe I'll do even a row in here too where we've got this. So I'm gonna dump this right here, right now. So I'm gonna get this opened up and we're gonna do a big dump. And hopefully I won't beat up this little tree more than I have to here. I've been bending them and I'm trying to get as close as I can to them without killing them here. I got them out of the way now, I think. There we go. And see if we can swing this door open. So yeah, I'm not going to do a whole lot today. I have just a couple hours this morning. It's already, I don't know, I already used an hour and a half up. So let me get this one dumped, dump a little more and clean that area up over there. So there we go. Yeah, that'll dump right there and I can start stacking right in this area. So let's do the big dump. Okay, so pull up the tractor and I want to throw the rest of this odd stuff into the trailer, and I got some over here too. I see there's some. I uncovered this locust right here. There's about a face cord or so, so I'm going to move this too, because that way clears it all the way down to where I've got this cottonwood stacked here, and I got that's really high, as you can see here. I'm just about 6 foot, and see how high that is above me there. So it's stacked pretty darn high, and that stuff's really dry because it's been here for over a year now, and it's cottonwood, so it dries in about 3 days. And so yeah, I'm gonna throw all the odd stuff in first, go dump that, and then I'm gonna take the locust, I'm gonna dump that into a different spot, because that way I'll have all this open, and then I can really go to town here and get this all dug out, which I've been kind of itching to do, like I mentioned. So I'm gonna get this cleared out, get these boards out of here, and I'm gonna be out of time, so I gotta get moving. So that's it for the junk wood I threw on here. I've got whatever's here. I don't know, it's probably I don't think it's a face cord, a little less than that, but I'm gonna go dump that with the other of the mixed stuff. And then when I come back, I'm gonna load up this locust right here. That's what this is. I sorted through, I dug through and I dug out all the stuff that was the mixed stuff. And so I think this is all locust that's left. There might be a few other pieces, but I think what I'm gonna do is when I come to get the locust, I'm going to just put down some pallets out in a spot. One of the other spots I think I might go, and I think I'm just going to dump it onto it. I'm not even going to stack it because it's more than a face cord. It's probably a half of a full cord if I had to guess, which means when I sell it, I'm going to have to either mix it in with something else anyway, like oak or hickory, or I'll just sell it the way it is. But I'll have to know how much there is, so I'll have to stack it when I put it in my truck or the trailer, so I know if someone wants that specific amount. Otherwise I'll just mix it in. So I'm going to dump that over there after I get this stuff dumped. So let's go dump this one. So there, all the wood has been, all the junk wood, all this popple. There's some birch and some maple and some ash in here too, but it's more popple. And you can see some of this stuff like this one right here. See, this is kind of wet. And there's some fungus growing on it there. And there's some other ones like that too that were down on the bottom that were kind of wet. And this is not ideal at all. I don't like moving wood. It's such a waste of time because, you know, every time you touch it, you're losing money. So I touched it to load it in, and now I'm going to stack it again, and then we got to load it again. So that's a lot of extra touching, but it wasn't drying back there. And now I can get at that berm and dig it out. So there it is. It's all on the ground, and it can all get stacked back in this area here. So we're going to hop on the tractor, and we're going to go throw some locusts in now. There it is, locust is in. It's about a half a cord, about what I figured. And there were some pieces of popple here I just left, so I'm gonna chuck those over into it's gonna go over into a different spot. But I'm gonna get all these runners and stringers and boards I have underneath here that I had wood stacked. I'm gonna get this all out of here, and some of them are good, some of them are junk. And then I'll be able to dig away at the pile here. So now we're gonna go dump this over there. This is really good wood. This stuff is a year, well, it's 2 years old now. Just about 2, almost exactly 2. I think I got this right around, it was the end of summer 2 years ago. So that's how old this is. And it was really, really dry, except for the very bottom layer. There was some moisture on it there. So it's probably good. I'm gonna be moving it, and I'm just gonna go dump it on some pallets. So we're gonna go dump it. So there it is. I dumped it back as far as I could, and I'm actually going to take the stuff from the front, throw it back onto this pallet so it's back here farther, but I'm not going to stack it like this because it's dry. It just needs to stay off the ground. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, because I'm out of time for today. I got to go put the tractor away, and I got to go do some other work. So that is it for today, folks. Thanks for being here. You know what to do. Hit the buttons. Tomorrow I will be back in the yard. You should be back in the wood yard. It's the place to be. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting. It's time to take the tractor, put it away.